Hello, 8th graders. Dr. Smith here for another lesson today. And our lesson today is going to cover something that was really important, an issue that was very important to the early republic, the issue of tariffs. Now, we didn't know what tariffs were kind of in the news, I guess, before all this COVID stuff happened. And tariffs have been an extremely big deal in American history because it all has to deal with trade. Now, what is a tariff? A tariff is a tax on imports. So if I'm a British guy and I have a fork factory and I want to sell my forks in America, what I would have to do is I would have to pay a tax on that. Now, here's the thing about business. Business is not going to say, oh, golly gee, I have to pay $1 per fork tax on tariffs. I guess I'm just not going to make as much profit. No, that's not what they're going to do. They're going to pass that tax on to the consumer. And a tariff has a way of making goods more expensive. Tariffs make goods cost more money. So again, if I'm selling forks, if I'm a British guy and I want to sell forks in Virginia, then I have to pay, not only do I have to pay for the cost of putting the forks, making the forks, I also have to pay that tax. And they're going to pass that on to the consumer. So if there's $1 per fork tax on a tariff on imported forks, then what am I going to do? I'm just going to have to charge more in America. Now, that is a cost that American businesses don't have to pay. So the tariffs serve two purposes. First, a tariff protects American business because if British forks cost more than American forks, then people are going to buy more American forks. The only exceptions to that are like brand loyalty. There are people that love to drive BMWs or Volkswagens or Toyotas or Hondas, cars paid in other places. And if there is a tariff on a Toyota, they're willing to pay that extra $500 to buy a Toyota. They're going to do it. So that doesn't mean just because your products are more expensive doesn't mean you won't sell any. It just means you probably won't sell as much. That's a big reason why when you see European cars, they cost more money because there's tariffs in place on those. So that's one purpose for tariffs. Another purpose for tariffs is to bring revenue for the government because that is a tax. And up until around the year 1900 or so, that was really the only way our federal government made money was on tariffs. We taxed imports. There was no income tax until the constitutional amendment said it was. So it brings revenue for the government for them to build roads and have armies and stuff like that, and they protect American business. So tariffs are a pretty good deal on the surface. However, there are problems with tariffs, and we're going to talk about the problems with tariffs in another video. But a big problem with tariffs is that it also allows American businesses to charge more. And when a business can charge more, they're going to do it. Let's use the example of the forks that I gave before, okay? Let's say, I'll turn it over here. Let's say that Bob has a fork factory in New Jersey, okay? And Bob charges 50 cents a fork. Well, then some British guy, because of tariffs, he has to charge $1.50 a fork. Well, the American guy says to himself, let's see. I did have 75 cents for forks, but because this guy in New Jersey, because of these taxes, I get to increase the taxes of my forks, the price of my fork, and I'll still sell forks because I'm still going to be cheaper. So then it allows American businesses to charge more for their products. Hey, on the surface, that sounds great. This guy that owns the fork factory makes more money. His employees get to have a raise. Hey, great. And he gets to keep his business. You think to yourself, what's the problem? Well, here's the problem. Let's say that I'm poor and I don't have much money, which is pretty much how most of America was up until around 1950 or so. Most of our country was poor. And we say, hey, I have to pay more for forks because of tariffs. And not only do I have to pay more for forks for tariffs, I have to pay more for forks so some guy in New Jersey can make more money. It caused a lot of resentment, especially in the South. But our government policy, led by Hamilton, was always to have high tariffs. And the people in the South, who were much poorer than the Yankees were, really started to resent it. Now, this gets to your assignment that I'm going to post in Teams, okay? Your assignment is to do the protective tariff section. It's one little section. If you open your textbook, you'll find it. Go ahead, open up your textbook, pause the video, open your textbook to page 267, pause the video, unpause it when you get to that page. Okay, what you need to do is you have to do the questions 1 or 2 that are in that section on protective tariffs. Make sure to answer with complete sentences. As always, do it using Word as a Word document, or I think you can do it as a PDF. Again, submit it into Teams, not on chat or anything like that. Do not email it to me or anything like that. Submit it into Teams. I'm going to get all of my grading done over the weekend. This assignment is due tomorrow, which is Thursday. Tomorrow is Thursday, April 9th. Okay? So let's make sure we get these done so I don't have to send out mass emails or call your mom and dad telling them you're not doing your homework. So make sure that you get this squared away. Again, protective tariffs, page 267, questions 1 and 2. Answer with complete questions. And question 1 has several parts to it. Make sure you do all those parts to the questions. If it's one question that has several questions in it, make sure you answer each part of them, okay? Make sure you answer them using complete sentences. Dr. Smith's going to be having a massive grading session this weekend. Remember, there's no new lessons on Friday or on Monday. Okay, make sure you get these assignments squared away. You'll get another assignment tomorrow. Have a good day.